I'm 18 years old, I want to go fight.
I was young, 17.
18 years old.
I wanted to get in the battle and defend my country, fight for it.
When I saw the Intrepid for the first time, I shook my head. I said, that thing is humongous.
Nothing that big could possibly float.
My buddy Smitty and I, we climbed aboard, we got lost, and just fell in love with this ship. Love on first sight. Well, that was the worst day. And the fires became so intense all around us. Well, there was a knot of men all coming up from the hangar deck, and some wounded and half burned, and you knew them. You knew their hopes, and you knew their aspirations.
We went out and went to sea, and we won a war.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
The ship itself had a very remarkable life.
We were in the Cold War. We practiced the launching of conventional weapons, but we also practiced low-level simulated strikes into the Soviet Union with nuclear weapons.
We went from one crisis to another crisis. We were in serious territory, and we acted. It was an exciting time aboard this ship, the beginning of spaceflight. Scott Carpenter inside that capsule, and we were there. The ground forces in the Army and the Marines, we were taking a lot of casualties in Vietnam.
Very disappointing when I first heard that it was heading toward the scrapyard.
Thank God for the Fisher family. This ship could have been razor blades now.
So the Intrepid Sea Iron Space Museum is truly a bridge, and through the lens of history we can actually connect the past to the future. These things are not relics. They're as inspirational as they were 7 decades ago, and they're very important and relevant to that next generation of engineers, scientists, and the problem solvers. Thrust and gravity and lift, all these concepts of flight are available to learn.
To fly is change the amount of lift.
You're able to visualize how the events would affect you.
Seeing the planes and things that were around during the time that you're learning about in a textbook, like, it's crazy to me.
I found it magical. During Kids Week, we met a veteran who actually served on the Intrepid, and he was telling us stories like how they used to eat out of their helmets.
I think lessons are learned from history. I think it's great that, children come and see the ship as it is now and all the exhibits here.
For me, Intrepid is a compelling place to think about history. This little piece of metal is a piece of shrapnel. It lodged in the hip of a sailor named Edward Winfrey, who was on the flight deck at the time Intrepid was struck by a kamikaze aircraft. Supporting the Intrepid Museum allows us to preserve and present history, not just to our audiences who come here today, but also for future generations. Audiences down the road can ask their own questions about Intrepid's history.
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the Intrepid's commissioning. The mission that it's on now will never end. If people keep supporting this ship, it'll go on forever. I'm on the flight deck in the evening, the lights come on the city. Are you kidding me? It's an incredible experience.